Interestingly, we don't have any developers. Yeah, I'm Lee Brenner. I'm a partner and head of design at Funsize. We work with pretty much just about everyone across all verticals. We have clients that are in cybersecurity. We have clients that are in fintech. We work with small startups. We work with Fortune 500 companies. It's sort of all across the board.
I'm Dina Williams. I'm a senior product designer at Funsize. We really liked the amount of customizability that you could do with Webflow, because as a design agency, you want to really flex that stuff. We took on a couple small splash pages for clients, stuff like that, and then we started doing some internal projects, kind of more experimentally. The ability to have custom code was really nice, so it just really felt like we could just do anything, and you could find enough resources to learn it too, which was nice.
If you're able to have a service offering where you don't have to partner with a dev shop or contract with a dev shop or have your client have a secondary relationship with a dev shop, you can just offer that service as a one-stop solution for that person. That's self-proving, self-evident of how valuable it is.
I always like to tell people how strong of a bridge it forms between design and development. And of course, if that could be the same person, that's even stronger. But I feel like even just within our team, it's really helped our designers understand how things are built. They create more thoughtful designs, the designs are more responsive and even a bit more playful, because then they can see it happen so fast that it's oh, well, what if we can also do this and also do this?
Especially with something that's responsive, it abstracts away all of those complications and you really don't have to worry about cross-platform or cross-browser compatibility and all of those little gotchas that always end up happening when you're trying to finally deploy a site into production. The fact that I don't have to worry about that stuff makes my life 1,000 times better. If you go to funsize.co now, that site was built in Webflow.
And that's the thing about Webflow too, is there's enough room for beginners to come in, and then also for experts like Lee to have a lot to gain from it as well.
I think that was probably when our designers realized, oh, Webflow is something that's accessible to me, even though I don't know anything about code. And they're oh, I get it. We can actually make things with this.
And I also feel like I can build it so much faster, than I even realize sometimes. I'll estimate something and it'll be done in half the time. And I'll be wow.
We have an internal project that we were working on, and it's fairly challenging and complex. And Dina was okay, I think I can build this in maybe a half a week or so. And you had the prototype ready by the end of the day.
Yeah.
It was just done. Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Whenever a designer would come to me with can we do this? I would be yes, let me figure it out. To me, that kind of felt magical, because I was I can say yes to everything. It'll happen.
Speaking as a partner and head of design, I want to keep Webflow as our secret sauce so that we can offer that service offering, not just being a designer who creates an idea, but a designer developer, or whatever you want to call that hybrid role. It's an incredible superpower to have.